New at 10 tonight, how many homeless people live in Spokane County? That is the question hundreds of volunteers are trying to answer. The city's annual point-in-time count begins tonight. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports.
You can learn a lot about someone in 10 minutes.
Fired from my last job, and then my money just ran out for my rent and stuff.
Well, I had a heart attack and I couldn't work.
Tonight, inside the Union Gospel Mission, homeless men opened up to complete strangers, revealing how they ended up here.
It helps with your empathy a lot to understand full situations when it comes to this.
Molly Hansen is a senior at Whitworth University studying housing and homelessness. She's one of roughly 200 volunteers surveying Spokane County's homeless population during this year's point-in-time count.
Have you been asked the point-in-time survey before?
No, ma'am.
No.
Russell Moore lost housing in September.
Last winter, I got sick back to back, and I used up all my sick time, and I was over 3 days more than they allowed, so they had to let me go.
Too sick to work, Moore says he burned through his savings paying rent. Now he's living at UGM.
Hopefully by next year, I will have a job and housing.
Moore hopes he won't need to be counted next year. So does Victor Ruiz.
8 months ago, I wasn't homeless.
Ruiz suffered a heart attack and used up the money in his 401k. He moved in with his in-laws, then his father-in-law died, and the family lost their home. Now Ruiz is on a waiting list to get into an apartment.
I was really nervous about being here. And I tell you what, I am pleasantly surprised. This is a very good place.
The point-in-time count helps the city and service providers better understand what people need, what's working, and what can be improved.
So within that survey, we'll have lots of great questions as to why they may not have utilized the shelter, why they would go to a shelter, and shelters maybe that they didn't agree with or reasons why they don't.
The annual count is intentionally held in the winter to get a sense of how many people are sleeping outside in the most extreme conditions. It's also when the city of Spokane funds additional shelters. Data collected helps determine how much federal aid the city receives to combat homelessness. Last year, volunteers counted and surveyed 2,390 homeless men and women. This graph shows how many were unsheltered, 955 last year compared to 310 in 2018. Tonight's count focused on people in shelters like UGM. Between now and Saturday, volunteers will also look for people living outside or in their cars across Spokane County. The results of this year's count will be released this spring. In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.